One thing you quickly realize when you get into woodworking is things are very expensive. That includes jointers. Now a jointer basically takes the edge of a board and makes it straight and flat. So if you're doing, say, a tabletop or even cutting boards, you need all of those boards to be nice and straight when they come together, or you'll have a gap. And that's what a jointer does. It removes that gap, especially for edge jointing. There's also face jointing where you take the warp or the bows out of boards and things like that. But a jointer is very expensive. If you want perfectly straight edges, so you're making tabletops, cutting boards, you want those perfectly aligned boards where there's no seams and it just looks like butter, you gotta have a jointing jig if you don't have a jointer. And this is a very simple one. You need a piece of 3/4 inch plywood. You're gonna route some grooves in it with some dovetail bits from Micro Jig. There's plans available for this jig on my website, but very simple to make. You're just going to route some dovetail grooves in this thing. There's 2 inches from each side all the way down the length of the board. 3/8 inch deep is what you want to set that router bit. And then about 4 inches from each end. It's not rocket science. You're just putting some grooves in there and then kind of equally space those out there. Literally, you don't need the plans. You could just go route this up. And then from there, you're just going to clamp your board to it and run it through your saw. This one edge is going to ride against your fence on your table saw, and the other edge where your board will stick over, you'll be able to cut the edge of that board off. And essentially what that does is, if the board was bowed, it's not going to matter because it's not actually riding against the fence. It's just setting free in the air, being held by this. You're going to be able to cut the edge of that and make it perfectly straight every time.